So welcome back, everyone. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. My next guest I have with me, Mike Ricker and his daughter, Megan Ricker. They are the owners of Crash of RHINOS Painting and Garage Floors. Welcome to the show. The first question, as always, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Thanks very much. Again, Mike and Megan, we run Crash of RHINOS Painting. We do residential, exterior painting, and epoxy polyaspartic garage floors.
Okay, and you when I talked to you earlier, you said you are valley-wide, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, licensed, bonded, and insured, and you also do complimentary in-home estimates as well.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
and what does that look like when you do an in-home estimate?
So people will call up. One of the great things, and one of the things we're very proud of doing, is our customer service, because we think that is such a really difficult thing these days. Is customer service is just really bad. So even the little things, when you first call in, we're going to send you a text and an email to confirm the appointment, because we don't want you to have to write things down as well. So we're going to show up on time. We're going to come in and inspect the property. Photos, video, physical inspection of everything. And because of the way we do things, we're able to give you the quote right there on the spot.
Okay, so I gotta ask you, what's with the name? I love that you asked, let me ask you that.
Sure.
Go ahead.
So we started 19 years ago and was reading a book called The Barbarian Way. And it was talking about, the author was speaking or writing about rhinos. They can run 30 miles an hour. They only see 30 feet in front of them, makes them nearly blind. And it had to do with what he was writing in the book. A few chapters later, talked about what we call groups of things. So like a school of fish, a pride of lions, a group of rhinos is called a crash. It's all it is. It's just a group of rhinos. So it's just a great fun name. Painters are notoriously boring, right? We have just boring names, and has nothing to do with anything other than it's just a great fun name.
I love it. Okay, so I want to ask you, what makes you stand out and that you're different between other people that do what you do?
I think there's two major things. One, it's our customer service. Again, like I spoke about before, that is our single biggest thing. Our mission statement is simply, we do what we say we will do. And that's a huge thing, because people don't do that anymore. And so it's the level of customer service and communication. That's very important to people, because in this industry, a lot of people just get ghosted. They never hear from their contractor. It can be days or weeks at times. So that's a big deal with us. But in the end, it's still about putting that paint on the wall. And we can have great customer service, but if you don't do the thing well, then it's no good. We have actually, all of our employees are full-time W-2'd, E-verified employees, so we don't use subs. We go through a complete training process with them. We use the highest quality materials, and we have an extensive, because this is really the big part of doing painting, an extensive preparation process.
Well, I was talking earlier about people getting money back. But you know, one thing about homes, right? You see your home and it needs to be painted, and you're like, oh, I gotta do that. I gotta do that. You gotta do it. Why not let it go?
So your home, for most people, not everybody, is your single largest investment, right? You're spending these days $4, $5, $6, $800,000 on a home. The main job of paint is to protect what we call the substrate, the stucco, the wood, whatever it is, right? We add tint to it to make it look nice. Okay, so we want to make it look pretty as well. But it's to protect that investment. And if you don't do that, it's going to fail. The value of your house is going to go down. So it's really to protect your investment.
Now, the phone number to call is 602-540-7471. Crash of RHINOSpainting.com. Protect your investment. I like that you said that. Their mission is that we do what we say that they're going to do. They're all about customer service. So, and that's what makes them stand out the most. So most people think of painting just as making things look pretty. You just said that the most important thing is that you do want to make sure that you're protecting your investment, right? Colors. I have to ask you, because you know we live in the Bay State, right?
Right.
I mean, do you have a lot of different colors, or let's talk about that for a minute and get up on that mic.
Okay, so absolutely. So we primarily use Dunn Edwards paints. but we can paint with any color. The Dunn Edwards deck is what it's called, has over 2,000 colors. And you're right, we live in a state where everything is basically a flavor of dirt, right, in there. And, but not everybody does that, and everybody has different taste. We've done houses where when we're done, it looks like Barney purple, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is really terrible. But that's one of the things actually that my wife does, is she is exceptionally good at helping people with colors. Because like, they may want a gray. Well, there's different hues in a gray. It can be a little bit of a red, a little bit of a green in there. People don't really know what they want, so we can help them do that. And it goes the spectrum from a white to very dark to grays, and we can help with all of that.
Their number again is 602-540-7471. Crash of RHINOS with an S painting.com. So people often dread the mess at home, with a home project, right? What does a day in the life of the one of your crews look like?
Well, I mean, I think, when you think about having any work done around your house or in your house,
They want it to be clean.
you kind of dread it because you don't know what kind of mess they're going to
Yeah.
leave. Our superintendent is amazing. She goes around to all the sites every day and she makes sure that they're cleaning up, everything looks good. She talks to the homeowners. We've got multiple garbage bins around the property to make sure that there's not just trash floating around everywhere, picking up after themselves all the time. The best part is, like, for example, we have several customers that are not even in town when we paint their houses. Well, we send them a link every day so they can see all their pictures in live time.
That's neat.
And, kind of not just of the painting, but what's my yard look like?
Yeah,
Are they leaving it a mess?
I was just gonna say, a long time ago, I had my house painted, and one of the things that happened was a lot of the paint got on the bushes, but I mean like a lot, right? Because they weren't watching really what they were doing. Let's talk a little bit about you. I already know your answer, but go ahead.
Oh, it's, what you're talking about is overspray. It's really one of the single things that's preventable, right? There's no reason to get overspray on anything. So we have to be very cautious. With bushes in the summer, believe it or not, you have to be careful with what you cover with, because if you leave it on there too long, you will kill that bush with their covering up air conditioners. We want to be careful with that. So we actually have, again, a procedure for that. In the summer, you do not want to cover your air conditioner with a drop cloth, because if it turns on and it's sucking in that air, you'll burn out capacitors. So it sounds odd, but there's actually quite a bit of thought that goes into doing this. Anybody can do it. It's hard to do it well.
All right.
That's the thing.
Right? I mean,
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm sitting here thinking there's a lot of people that do what you do, but they don't do it well, or as I said, right. And that's the most important thing. They're all about customer service. They're valley-wide A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. They're licensed, bonded, and insured, and they do complimentary in-home estimates. So it's really one of the things that I think I heard that you said is that you can get a quote right on the spot. And a lot of people that once they decide to do something, they're ready, they go, they want it done, then they want it done as soon as possible, right? Now, I do want to also talk about your garage flooring that you said that you also do. I want to talk a bit about what you do with that.
So that's a great question. So that's one of those things, garage floors, it's kind of an extra. You have to do your house to kind of keep it up. Garage floors a lot of times are just discretionary, but it really just brings up the value of the house and how your garage floor works. We bring out a big trailer. We have a 900-pound diamond grinder that takes off that top coat, because we want to get it all ground down really well, right? And then we're going to either use an epoxy or polyspotic base coat. We do what's called, we chip into it, so we're making all these repairs, and then we put a polyaspartic top coat on there. And when you're done, it just totally transforms the way it looks. Oil stains, any of that stuff that's on there already, we can take care of all of that. And when you're done, you have a garage floor that just looks spectacular.
One of the things about our garages today, especially for you men out there that want a man cave, or a woman might want one as well, we really use that area as they have televisions, you got your bikes in there, the whole thing. And I mean, can you imagine just having a lousy looking floor? It just doesn't do it justice the way you can when you have an epoxy floor, or you can also paint as well.
You can, that's gonna be not as typical, and it
Right.
certainly isn't as rugged painting. As the epoxy with chipped and polyaspartic is much more sturdy.
Yeah. What about warranties? Do you have warranties on those?
7-year warranty on our house. The registrar requires 2 years, so it's very long. And we have a limited lifetime warranty on our garage floors.
The number to call is 602-540-7471. It's Crash of RHINOS Painting.com.